DIY? Why is that a popular culture phenomenon? Well, first of all, folks, let me clarify what exactly DIY stands for. According to an article entitled The Globalizing World of DIY House Improvement by Michael McKay and Harvey Perkins, DIY stands for do it yourself. And this is when householders decorate, alter, build, maintain, or repair any part of their house instead of paying a professional to do the work for them. Jacob Hornick and Lawrence Feldman published an article titled Retailing Implications of the Do-It-Yourself Consumer Movement, and they say that in the last decade, sales of products themed around do-it-yourself have increased to a point where DIY now constitutes a major market. The same article also mentioned that the DIY movement has contributed to social and economic factors, and people began to treat work and leisure as mutually exclusive.
All right, Jeff, should people be intimidated to tackle these household projects on their own?
Of course not. I mean, as a homeowner, you need to empower yourself. It is constant maintenance with a house. So when you can do the little tasks, it saves you money and also a sense of accomplishment. So
Figure 1 of the article displays 3 categories, which are time and use, necessities, and leisure and homework. And we can see here that there has been an increase in non-work activities, which result in a decline of paid work. The amount of leisure time per household is decreasing because of the time spent on DIY activities is increasing. In another article titled No More Waiting for Superman by Jose Gamez and Jani Sorensen, people are doing it themselves, informally and spontaneously, whether it is needed or just for inspiration. For some, this phenomenon of DIY may be as an outcome of the recent economic decline, but for others, the movement may be for an interest growing within the consuming public to be able to create, craft, and control aspects of everyday life. According to McKay and Perkins, they say that DIY is a very popular culture amongst homeowners in New Zealand. The commercialization and commodification of New Zealand's DIY began after World War II. The rise of DIY in the early to mid-20th century was linked to the desire of mainly male workers to search for creative ways to compensate for alienating qualities of their paid employment.
What's up, guys? My name's Aaron Massey, and today I'm here to talk to you about my top 5 home improvement hacks. So when we talk about home improvement, there are 2 things that are really valuable: time and money. These 5 things are things that you can do around the house that save you either one or the other, or possibly both. So let's jump right in. The average home uses 45% of its water in the bathroom, with 27% coming from the toilets alone. Even water-wise toilets can still use up to 1.6 gallons per flush. So here's a water...
While men were completing their own projects from start to finish at home on their own time, they were able to derive a sense of personal pride or achievement in their work as they made it a free time activity. According to Hornick and Feldman, in the 1970s, there were many changes in the market.
Let's say you want to hang something on a wall, but you don't know where a stud is. You could try the old knock-knock technique and try and figure out where it is that way, or you could measure every 16 inches from a corner to try and lay out the studs that way, or you could buy one of these stud finders, which, depending on how much money you spend on it, could be hit or miss anyway. But did you know you could also find the wall studs by using a refrigerator magnet? Grab a magnet off the fridge and use a piece of painter's tape to make a little handle for it. Drag it across the area of the wall you want to hang your picture or shelf, and the magnet will find the metal fasteners used to attach the drywall or plasterboard to the wall. Once you find a fastener, you can use a level to mark a vertical line if you need to install something lengthwise. If you don't have a level, you could always use a piece of string with a little bit of weight on it attached to the magnet, and that'll give you a vertical line. To mark the next stud over, mark your first position, and then use your magnet to find the next stud. Use a level to connect the two if need be. So there you have it.
According to a blog by the HuffPost by Jonathan Hall, there are 5 ways highlighted that can shape the DIY phenomenon, which are drive culture, create engaging experiences, connect with creators, offer a helping hand, and lastly, thinking about the bigger picture. In a website on millennial marketing, Jed Fromm states that Generation Y is actually becoming Generation
You could
DIY.
call Generation Y Generation DIY.
Yeah, numbers show millennials under the age of 35 are leading the crafting do-it-yourself trend. Reporter Shannon Slatton shows us why the fad is still a popular money-saving option to decorate your home.
It's amazing what you can do with just an idea.
If you visit Scout Vintage Collective in New Hope,
As we find these pieces, what's really fun is that we can then start to build different displays in the shop based on what we find.
chances are you'll leave with at least one good idea for your home.
We consider ourselves an idea store, so a lot of people come in here for ideas.
Sarah Garcia started this store 3 years ago to showcase how you can breathe new life into old favorites.
We've become such a throwaway society. One of the things that people have gravitated towards is looking at things that are still functional, that could just use a coat of paint or a polish or rewiring.
If you don't know how to upcycle an item, Sarah can show you.
This is our workshop, and our workshop is
in more ways than just crafting. Back in the day, crafting and doing it yourself seemed more for grandmas and middle-aged women. But now, young adults under the age of 35 dominate the $29 billion crafting industry. Together, millennials are bringing technology, creativity, and entrepreneurism as they take on more DIY projects.
These are really pretty. There's just so many things here that you can just really let your imagination roam.
Micah Schultz at Arcs Value Village is a DIYer. He says look for quality items that are unique.
We also have the tools that you would need.
The stores now have a DIY section full of supplies and ideas.
I got all the leather I needed from just a small purse that I bought for $2.
If you don't find one of your supplies here, shop around and find what you need.
scour the thrift stores, go to some of the area places, see what you find.
4 in 10 millennials aged 18 to 33 are interested in co-creating products with companies. This is in fact a leading way in which millennials want to be entertained by brands, which allow brands to take advantage of this and now offer customizable options. An excellent example of this would be the shoe brand Tom's. Tom's shoes are a popular product for the millennial generation, and this brand now offers the option to purchase a customized pair, which is a part of their launch of the Live Custom. The shoe brand allows consumers to participate and individualize their experience with brand. And one of the best parts of a DIY project is sharing it to the world, whether it be on Instagram or a tweet post, as they are worth sharing. A great place to share your DIY projects would be Pinterest. Pinterest, my friends, is dedicated to allowing individuals to share their projects with others. Not only that, but users are able to search for specific DIY projects where hundreds of projects come up with links to different crafting outlets or blogs. So Pinterest isn't just there for people to brag about their latest creations, but it allows people to discover unique projects to try themselves. This DIY trend is becoming more than just arts and crafts. Millennials are now running some startup companies because they want to develop their own ideas, brands, and positions. Basically, if a millennial doesn't see what they want or cannot find it somewhere, they'll do it themselves. People participating in these DIY trends are spending more than $1,000 a year on projects. I believe DIY phenomenon is good, because there is a shift in the way people are buying things, and people are starting to realize that big box stores like Walmart and Ayiah and other businesses take a lot of money by selling products that are completed. DIY is also good because people that buy the items to do the DIY products are supporting small businesses, and big box stores cannot compete with that kind of market. It becomes a new hobby that people begin to take upon themselves, like fishing and scrapbooking.